critics' review of inFamous on the PS3. The game is set in a place called Empire City. You're just a normal delivery boy named Cole until one of the packages explodes in your hand, wrecking Empire City and somehow giving you control over electricity. The story is told using comic book style images, but they are explained in a way which makes them interesting to watch while keeping the feel of a comic. It's hard to explain, but they are very well done. One thing I should add is I never felt lost with the story. I was always wondering what would happen next, but I could always understand what had just happened. The story is mainly about you trying to find out how and why you got the bomb and who is behind it all, although the story has some good twists and will keep you guessing until the end. While the graphics aren't the best I have seen, they are nice to look at, especially the electric effects. Of course, being a free-roaming game, there is some pop-in, though this is by no means game-breaking and is barely noticeable at some points, but I feel it should be mentioned. That's about all I have to say about the game graphics-wise. So now onto the gameplay, which in my opinion is where inFamous really stands out. The city isn't the biggest. All of the islands together add up to about the size of the middle island in GTA 4. But it has all been so excellently designed with the character in mind, from the electric items which allow you to recharge while still fitting in with the environment, to the puddles that spread electric when you run through them. The climbing is handled with just the X button, which may sound too simple, but the system handles it well and will guess what you're aiming for. Most of the time it is accurate, but occasionally it will grab something next to what you're aiming for example, the window to the right of what you wanted. Then there is the karma system, which measures how good or evil you are. Every action counts towards this, from if you heal or drain an injured civilian, to big decisions. When you get one of these big decisions, the game will show an in-game cutscene where Cole runs through the options in his head, and then you can decide which to do. Most powers change depending on whether you are good or evil. For example, a grenade-type move when you are good will be more powerful than the evil one, but the evil one splits into several different grenades when you chuck it. This brings me on to the combat itself. You hold the L1 button to go into the aiming mode, where you can then press R1 for a normal shot, or a different button for a special attack, which uses up some of your electric energy. X for a shockwave, which sends people and cars flying back, for example. You can go into aiming mode while hanging from nearly any object in the game, which adds a lot of strategy to the fighting. Overall, I would say this is a must-buy game if you're looking for a comic book story or just a great third-person action game. I would give this game an 8.7 out of 10.